Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the TimeGuessr puzzle. This is a game that tests your history knowledge and your geography knowledge. We'll be given a series of photos like this one. For each one we have to say where in the world was it taken, but we also have to say when in history was it taken. It could be anywhere from the present day right back to 1900. And of course, there's points the closer you are, both on the map and on the timeline. I usually aim for about 2/3 or 3/4. Let's see how we get on today. Now we're starting with an almost black and white one. It's always trickier when it's older. At least it's mostly in English, isn't it? I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be, because if it was in Dutch, then I'd go for the Netherlands. Whereas if something's in English, it could be America, Britain, Australia, and loads of other places. What are we doing? April the 30th to May the 4th. Wednesday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now I could work out what years it could be based on when April the 30th was a Wednesday, but I'm not going to do that. What do I think is going on here? I mean, this is a film poster or a theatre poster, really. Why does it not have a year on it? Gamble Rogers, Elizabeth Corrigan. Is Gamble Rogers a person, or is it Ginger Rogers and somebody called Gamble? It says through. That spelling of through makes me think it's going to be America. Folkerama is a very American phraseology, I think. Oh, I mean, I've got no idea who Steve Goodman is or John Prine. Even if it does say a year on these. Oh, that says, does that say $3.50? I think it does. So I'm going to go America, but no idea where in America, of course. We'll probably end up going for New York. Oh, I mean, there's just no helpful clues about the year. It's going to be 50s or 60s, surely. Let's start on 62, because that's the default year, because it's midway between 1900 and today. It's probably a bit later than that, but I'll leave it at 62 anyway. We'll go for New York, and we'll just have to hope. It was a bit later. I was never going to go as late as 75 though, and it was in Chicago. Maybe there was a clue somewhere in that. But we got just under half marks for that. Not a complete disaster, but not a great start. What about question 2? This looks very busy. My instinct was India, but actually I'm not sure there's enough tuk-tuks. My instinct was India because of this, so maybe there are enough tuk-tuks. Do the number plates say anything? Ah, Lagos. It's not India at all. It's not even Asia. It's going to be Nigeria. Hopefully, anyway. There's probably more than one place called Lagos, but I'm definitely going to go for Nigeria. Any clues to the year? Can't see any. So we just have to go based on how modern we think this photo is. I think I'm going to start with a 2. Could be 2015, it could be 2025. I don't think it's 2025. But it could also be 2005. So let's go between 05 and 15. We'll go for 2010. And we will go in Lagos. Oh, it's 2016. I said it could be 2015. So I could have been 1 year off if I'd guessed better. Little bit frustrating, but still, at least I was very close on the location, although it did tell me, so I suppose that was quite easy. But we got more than 3/4 for that, so we're back up and running. Oh, and we're going to need that buffer, because this looks a difficult one. Ah, it doesn't look so difficult after all. Something Van Belgie. I was about to say, this looks Dutch. I used Dutch as an example earlier. Regestraat. I mean, it definitely could be in the Netherlands, but I think we're going to have to assume it's in Belgium based on this word Belgie. What year do we think? This is lots of bicycles. I mean, it's in good quality. I don't think it's 1900. There's no cars, which makes it a little bit trickier to work out. Oh, there's plenty of cars back there. They're very old cars, though, aren't they? but at least the cars do exist. It's not horse and cart, so again, it's not 1900. By the looks of it, it's before women existed in Belgium. I've got no idea when that happened. Do we go pre-war? I don't think so, because there's too many cars around, but it definitely could be pre-war. I'm a little bit worried to go just after the war, because you'd have thought there'd be more devastation, but it's a hospital by the looks of it, so it could be where they're treating their war victims or something like that. I don't know. We'll go for 52. We'll go in Brussels. And as usual, we'll just have to hope. Oh, it's 55 and it was Antwerp. So I was in the right country, in the right decade. That was a successful attempt. Oh, what about question 4? Oh, what is going on here? Zagreb. So again, it's always very easy when they tell you the location, although to be fair, the G is hidden, so I suppose if you've never heard of Zagreb, you wouldn't know that's what it's telling you. If you've never heard of Zagreb, you're probably going to struggle with this game in general, to be fair. It's not in black and white, so it's probably a bit later than the previous ones, but who knows. Lots of cars, they all look pretty old. It's going to be 60s or 70s, I would have thought. We've already had one in the 60s, haven't we? So let's try the 70s. Could be 80s, I suppose, but I'm definitely not going to go that late. Let's zoom into Zagreb. Let's just plonk it there. Oh, it was 63! Definitely wasn't in the 80s. At least I was very close on the location, because it makes up for the fact that I was over a decade off on the year. I did say 60s or 70s. Should have gone for 70, really, because that's at least hedging my bets. If it was in the 60s or the 70s, I could have only been 10 years off at most. But I tried to be too precise and it backfired. What about question 5? Oh, another super old one. I'm going to have to hope that this is telling me that it's in Cork in Ireland, rather than just something made by a company called Cork Corporation and then transported somewhere else. Oh yeah, there we go. Dublin Fire Department. So it's definitely in Ireland. So, not for the first time. The difficult part is working out where the year is. I'm terrible at the geography part, but I'm even worse at the history part, and today is definitely proving it. Edinburgh Hotel. Okay, I'm glad I didn't see that first, because surely it's going to be Dublin rather than Edinburgh. Wow. I mean, this is a super old photo, isn't it? Just how old are we going to go? That's the question. I'm definitely going pre-World War II. I'm just debating whether to go pre-World War I. It's a very, very old photo. I mean, it's not a horse-drawn vehicle, though, is it? So maybe that argues for going after the First World War. I've plugged it on 28. No, I'm going to go a touch earlier. I'll hedge my bets just in case it is pre-war. If it's pre-First World War, then I think it's going to be like 1915 or something like that. I don't think it's going to be much earlier than that, so I'm going to go 1925, and then hopefully I'll be at most 10 years off. I'll use the logic that I explained earlier. Right, let's go for Dublin. I suppose we could zoom in. We know this is on a bridge. Let's plonk it next to... Oh, if I zoom in, is there an Edinburgh Hotel anywhere? I mean, obviously there's no guarantee that it's still there. Let's guess that it's this bridge. We'll go there. Oh, it was 1920. Oh, it was in Ireland, but not in Dublin. That's a bit frustrating. It was in Cork after all that. But we were only 5 years off. It was post-World War One, and I was in the right country. So I've rescued quite a few points there. Final score, look at that. 75%. 75.41% to be precise. So I got over the 3/4 that I was aiming for. I'm pretty happy with that because none of those were super easy. There were easy elements, but they weren't complete gimmies. So needed a little bit of thought, but we did okay. Let me know how you got on with this one. That is TimeGuessr. Thank you for watching and bye for now.